Today we're going to talk about cuticle care and implements. So we're going to share implements that are offered by Footlogix, and we are the world's first and only pediceutical foot care line that achieves transformational results. We know that every great foot care service starts not only with a skilled technician, but skilled technicians are going to be using high quality implements and very effective products. And that's where Footlogix comes into it. So we're going to cover why Footlogix implements today. We're going to talk about the precision implement kit. We're going to talk about the professional foot file advantage. We're going to touch on sanitization and disinfection procedures. And then from there, we'll take a short break. I'll go to the service room and we will do a short cuticle service demo. So our vision, we have very big, very lofty goals at Footlogix. Our vision is to be the leaders in the professional foot care and pedicure market. We provide transformational and innovative products and educational services. We travel the world regularly. Our team just came back from Las Vegas, Nevada. There was a large event there where people from all over the world came, and we are always looking and seeing what everybody's doing and ensuring that we are innovative and frontline. Educational services, you won't meet any other brand that does education as often, as consistently, as timely and interestingly as we do, with as much enthusiasm as Footlogix does. Truly, we are leaders. Our goal, this isn't all of our desks here at head office, our goal is to leave no stone unturned in our quest to increase awareness of the importance of healthy feet as an integral part of general well-being. We're committed to empowering pedicure, foot care professionals to help their clients. We want to help diabetics to achieve healthy, happy, well cared for feet with the most effective and transformational foot care products in the world. What about Footlogix? What are we capable of? Well, we have superior product lines. Those of you who know us and use us and love us can attest to this. If you're new, welcome. I'm thrilled that you're here to learn about our products with us today. Footlogix offers a very efficient, effective service. We have the biggest commitment and dedication to our partner success. Truly, your success is our success. If you're not doing well, we're not doing well. So my goal, of course, is to educate you so you can have those skillful, meaningful conversations with your guests so you can enjoy success. Continued innovation, I just touched on. Again, we, owners of our company and members of our team, are traveling internationally very regularly during the year. We've just returned from a large event where I'm feeling rejuvenated and inspired. We're all very fresh right now. Advanced education, I truly believe Footlogix does it the best. Sometimes you wonder when you work here, is that the truth? But I've attended training sessions from many other brands, many other companies, and I'm very confident in saying that we offer some of the best advanced education available out there. And the fact that we do it free to you, right? But just if you're a Footlogix partner and you use Footlogix, then we're going to offer you this very regular support, because again, your success is my success. We can all win together. So all that said, why Footlogix implements? Why would you choose Footlogix implements, not just Footlogix foot care products? Footlogix is a brand that you know and trust as leaders in the foot care industry. All of our implements and tools are made from a very high quality, medical grade Solingen stainless steel. And this is recommended for technicians who want to offer that superior pedicure service with reusable implements to avoid the cost of a one-time tool. Why Footlogix implements? They can be sanitized with soap and water, and a little nail brush or an ultrasonic cleaner to remove any visible debris. From there, you can disinfect it using a submersible disinfectant, or you could choose to sterilize our implements or tools, either with a chemical sterilant or an autoclave. I'll touch a little bit more on these items when we get to the sanitization section of our presentation today. So the meat and potatoes of it, here it is. This is the precision implement kit. This is what it looks like. Comes in this bag. When you receive it and you open it, this is what it looks like. It comes packaged just like this. So we've got our flat edge nippers, we've got an excavator tool, concave toenail nippers, and a nail file right here. It comes with this implement kit info sheet explaining to you how to care for your implements. It's available in English and French and Spanish, all right here in the kit. You'll notice that the foot file is not included in the kit. However, you know you need one. So when you buy one, it comes and it will fit inside of your kit. When you purchase this, here's your foot file, still in the packaging, mind you, but this will fit into your kit. So you can carry everything you need with you very conveniently, keeps everything nice and hygienic, covered, protected. So all these implements are made with high quality medical grade Soligen stainless steel. They're ergonomically designed, which is just fancy words for sits comfortably in the hand, right? Designed to be comfortable for use in the hand. And the kit includes this concave nipper. It comes with this flat edge nipper, which I'll just pull out for you to look at. You can see the little Footlogix brand on there, but it's a flat edge. It comes with this round edge excavator tool, which has this flax file on the other side. It comes with this nail file, which has a coarse side and a fine side, and this protective case. So let's get into each of these items and just have a little taste of what makes them individual, different, special, valuable, the utility of them. So this is the concave nipper. You can see it's concave, our Footlogix brand on there. So this curved blade is what gives that very detailed cut to the nails. When we're cutting nails, we're just using this little edge from here to here, and we just nip around. This non-slip grooved texture on the handles. This is what allows me to have that really supported feeling. My fingers, hands, I can feel that little groove. It feels safe. It feels like I can grip it comfortably. I feel in control of this implement. This safety lock on here prevents injury and allows for safe storage. With one hand, I can just squeeze it in and it pops open for use. You can see here that they can be opened up quite large for cleaning. And then this little guy just clicks on or clicks off. And that's what gives me that little spring-like grip so that I can get in there and do the work that I need to do. This is very, very effective for cutting of thick toenails. It's excellent for that because of this, just this sheer size and the power of this implement. And even though it is a little bit large, it's still quite lightweight in the hand. This particular metal is very comfortable for the size of it. This is included in the 4-piece kit. So I'm just going to type that together and put it back down, and now it's locked. I can put it right back in the case. So the toenail nipper looks like this. This is a flat edge. I'll just compare them for a moment so you can see the differences between them. Can you see? So the size difference, this is the concave toenail cutter versus the flat edge nipper. So this is for heavy toenails. This could be for smaller toenails, maybe like a baby toenail. This is also excellent for any cuticle that's been lifted from the nail plate that if it's waving at you, then you can use these to nip at it. This is an ultra fine point. You can see. Sharp, straight blades, not curved, and this gives you a very detailed, smooth cut to the toenail. The narrow pointed edges, it lets the nipper get into those sidewalls. If you need to get in to do just like a tiny little piece, you can do so really comfortably with this implement. Again, very lightweight. I definitely feel in control of this. It has that same little spring-loaded bit, so you can open them right up for good cleaning or for maintenance if you need to oil them. And that just clicks right there. So again, ideal for controlled cutting of sides, edges, removal of a spicula. Spicula, of course, is that little bit that sometimes we feel sticking up in a nail fold. And this is also included in the kit. So this one's just a little bit smaller. I just want to show you like the size difference, not just the curvature of the blade and the straightness of this one, but just the size, right? quite a bit smaller than the toenail cutter. This is one of my favorite implements. This is available separate from the kit. The toenail cutter and the flat edge nipper are only available in the kit. This is the excavator tool. So it's bilateral. There's two sides. There's these little grips on here. So you can very comfortably grip it and feel in good control. You can flip it around and get the other side very easily. I love the size of this. It's very small, this little flat round edge. And the size of this is what lets me get into a nail fold very, very effectively, right? Particularly when I'm thinking about a big toenail with that deep curvature, getting in that nail fold can be so uncomfortable for my client. This tool, the size of it, makes it so effective for those situations. So this is for us as professionals. This is, again, high quality medical grade steel, ergonomically textured grip, these little grips, right? Ergonomics, we talked about the ergonomics of these tools because the weight of them, the way they feel in the hand, they must be comfortable for us to work effectively. Again, very easy to sanitize or disinfect or sterilize. For comparison, I'll show you, this is the flat edge nipper compared to the excavator tool. This is the toenail cutter, which is a little larger compared to the excavator tool. So again, that round edge gets in and clears debris. The small smooth head makes it easy to reach into any tight little side walls or clean up any nail debris. This little file is excellent if someone has a spicula. Again, this should come down and around and under very smoothly, like across, down, around smoothly. If when you're here, you feel like you're catching on something, that's when you would get this excavator or Black's file and just file it. And you can come back and forth. I prefer to pull out and up, so I'm not driving any debris down into the nail folds, but it's excellent for a spicula. This is included in the kit. But you can see here packaging, it does come separately. So when we're using the excavator tool, we also use cuticle softener. So cuticle softener is a very light viscosity. I just turn the bottle upside down and I'm going to drip a little bit to the free edge and down into the side walls. And in particular, if you have someone with a really like a deep curvature of the nail, that really deep curve, the side walls are very deep and there's a lot of debris in there. Sometimes those people will come in saying, oh, Nikki, I've got an ingrown, it hurts so much. And when I get in there, it's not ingrown. It's just that the nail fold is so deep and there's dead skin and there's sock fuzz and hair and pet hair and who knows, dead skin in there, and it gets impacted. It's very uncomfortable for the client. And when you're using an excavator, if it's any bigger than this, it's uncomfortable to get in there. It's hardened skin. So by having this particular tool along with this product, which just softens the debris, softens the nail fold a little bit, skin that is softer, it moves, it gives way so I can get this excavator tool into that nail fold. It allows for that rapid removal of any excess debris being very polite words for dead skin, sock fuzz, hair, those sorts of things. This is a urea-based product, so it doesn't need to be washed off. Urea is part of the skin's natural moisturizing factor. It's in the skin anyway. It's humectant and hygroscopic, and the viscosity of this just allows it to get into that nail fold, start attracting moisture and softening skin so you can begin to work with it very quickly. Once you've cleared all that debris, you've filed the nails, I like to finish up with a little cuticle conditioner. So this is the cuticle softener. This is the conditioner. I'll just show you quickly. So cuticle softener has a very light drip. Do you see how the viscosity of it is very light and very liquid, whereas cuticle conditioner has a much more just more like a light lotion, not a cream. It's very lightweight. And we just take that and I just put it around each cuticle and nail fold. You can use it on the hands as I'm doing now. I have it on my nightstand. You can use it on the feet. It's really helpful on the skin of the feet because again, that client who has that really deep fold in the nail, and the nail fold is very deep and the skin is hardened on the corner. This is a product that's going to help to keep that skin hydrated and malleable and pliable and comfortable for the customer. So this moisturizes and protects cuticles and nail folds, dry skin around the toenails. That pinpoint applicator allows that narrow flow of product. You saw how I controlled how much I dispensed. Has vitamin E, aloe vera, sunflower seed oil. It is alcohol and synthetic oil free, and it has a very, you can't smell, you have to use my word for it. It has a really lovely light lavender fresh scent about it. So just leaves feet comfortable and fresh. Next in the kit is the double-sided nail file. I'll just pull it out here so you can have a little look at it. I want you to see the texture on here. There is a file. This side is quite coarse. Oh, and reflective too, apparently. And this side is quite fine. So this is what we can use to shape the edge of the nails. The toenails, after cutting them or trimming them, it's double-sided. There's the coarse side, there's the fine side. And we like to use this most effectively with our toenail nippers and toenail cutters. This is a very durable, long-lasting implement that you'll get thousands of uses out of this. This is something after each use, you can just use some soap and water to sanitize it. You can use a submersible disinfectant to disinfect it, or you can use a chemosterilant or an autoclave to clean it. A very high quality metal, very easy to maintain. That is also included in the precision kit right here. This kit. So the case itself, I'll just show you. I'll pull these items out, because it does come with 4 items and there's a spot for those items, but there's an extra spot too. So maybe you have another favorite implement you want to put in there. If we were to fold it like this, we don't want implements on implements. We want to protect them. So there is this protective covering that covers what's underneath it, but also protects the other implements once this case is closed, right? So this is a very high quality vegan leather. And this comes with the kit, and it has the concave toenail nipper, the flat edge nipper, the round-sided file, the excavator file, and you'll notice there's a little asterisk saying the Footlogix professional foot file is not included, but it will fit in here. So when you buy this kit, you can certainly purchase the foot file separately, and it will fit right in here, and you'll have everything you need to give an excellent foot care service. Let's talk about the professional foot file for just a moment. I want to talk about what are some of the advantages of this particular foot file compared to some others on the market. This is what it looks like when it comes new. I'm just going to open it up and pull it out so we can have a little look at it. This one has never been out of this kind of package. I'm just pulling it out. I want you to see there's a coarse side. It's marked as coarse. There's a fine side. It's marked as fine. So some of the advantages of this is when I'm looking at some other things, like this is a very long-lasting, high-quality stainless steel. The way that this is etched, I'm going to talk about it in another slide, but this is not abrasive in the traditional sense, like a piece of sandpaper. This is etched, and as a result, we can go many ways with it. It's not going to cause any harm. Very easy to clean, safe to use, will not shred the skin. Compared to our friend down here, this rasp grater, that will shred skin. This is not for skin. If you've seen me speak of this, you know I think this is a kitchen tool. It is for shredding chocolate over a hot chocolate, or for, you know, shredding some Parmesan over some pasta. This is not for a foot. A not trained technician might try to use this to remove very heavy callousing or rough skin. But if you've watched any of our other presentations, we know that is not the way. I believe this foot file is superior to pumice. Pumice harbors microbes, right? Bacteria, fungus, debris. When you use this pumice stone to file a foot, all the dead skin and things get into all those little nooks and crannies, and you can try to rinse it, but it's not coming out. As that skin starts to break down, the bacteria, there's odor. If you use this pumice stone again on your foot, you could potentially reinfect yourself. I know I've seen many foot care doctors recommend this product, but I don't believe it is the safest or most effective way to exfoliate skin on the feet. The last item that I'll compare our foot file to, I've had mine for many, many years, and if you take care of them, they will take care of you. These peel and stick foot files, of course, they come in a set with a piece of metal and about 25 coarse sticky abrasive adhesives and 25 fine. Once you use those up, you have to keep buying these sticky adhesives, and it's an environmental impact. It costs money too if you're looking at your cost per service. I still have to sterilize or disinfect this piece of metal the same as I would sterilize or disinfect this. So if you buy a starter kit for one of these little peel and stick kits, it's about the same price as a Footlogix foot file. But when you spend it once and done with Footlogix. You don't have to keep buying anything. So things to consider as you're comparing or considering a Footlogix foot file to some others on the market. So the professional foot file advantage, our file is etched, right? This is a single piece of metal that's been chemically etched, stamped into this particular shape and texture and style. Okay, so it can't be measured like grit, like one of these kinds of things that look like sandpaper. That's a coarse side, that's a fine side. This is grit. This functions as abrasion. Our file, they're different. You can see that, right? Grit is the number of these little abrasive grain particles per inch of the sandpaper on here. The lower the grit, the bigger the grain, and the coarser the sandpaper. Can we agree sandpaper is for woodworking, not for feet? Higher grit sandpaper has smaller grains. That means that it takes more of these little grains to fill up a square inch on here, which gives that file a smoother feel. But it's still abrasive action, okay? This is for woodworking. This is not for feet. The file, the professional Footlogix file advantage. It starts with a solid piece of stainless steel. It's stamped, and then with laser guidance and chemicals, this is all etched. This design is etched into this metal. Nothing is glued on here. Nothing will fall off of here. For this reason, we can't measure this like an abrasive file. We can say this is coarse in texture and fine in texture, but we don't say it's 100 grit or 80 grit or 200 grit. There's no grit here. This is not functioning as an abrasive in the way that sandpaper is. This is the thing. This is what distinguishes a Footlogix professional foot file from all the others out there that we saw in that previous slide. So how do we use that foot file? With callus softener, of course. These two are best friends. These two things alone will change your service so dramatically. When students are starting out or people starting out, they might not have a lot of budget. Please take these two items because they will change your life. They will change your customer's life. This is instant softening treatment for calluses, toenails, cuticles. This is a professional product and we spray it on. Just spray it onto the foot. We let it soak in for a couple of minutes. And then once the urea in it has that opportunity to attract and hold moisture in the skin and soften the skin, we can begin to file the skin. This is a non-aggressive formula. It doesn't need a contact time before you have to rinse it off, right? It needs a little time to soak in to work, but this is not something that you have to rinse off. You can actually apply more, and I recommend that. If someone has really heavy callusing, absolutely you can reapply to those heavier areas and file a little more. When I do live demo, if you've ever seen me do that, I usually finish with a spray of callus softener and use my gloved hand to just wipe down the foot. And I use a gloved hand because I want to get rid of any debris, but I want this product, this callus softener, to continue to be soaked and absorbed into the skin, to continue attracting and holding moisture in the skin, continue hydrating and softening the skin long after my service is completed. So here's a demo just showing how it's used, where we spray. This technician sprays just as liberally as I do. And we just give it a moment or two to soak in there. Once it's had that time, we can start to file. And it's a very light, easy touch, as you can see. It doesn't take a lot of heavy effort to successfully exfoliate the skin of the feet. Very effective. Look at this. Isn't it so satisfying when the skin starts to just roll off the foot? And I hope you noticed there too, like every direction. I'm going to play it one more time. Notice that she's going on one direction, then another direction. And that's just fine. This is the difference of Footlogix foot file versus a foot rasp, right? You don't have to run the risk or have concern about harming your client. But I just love that she's really demonstrating so well what a nice light touch this is. Here's the before and after. So callus care, we're not taking all the callus off. My goal in a service is simply to hydrate and smooth that skin. The skin here is thickened to protect the bones underneath, right? I don't want to take off all the callus, but this is very thick. It's very hard and dry and uncomfortable. Here, we've smoothed it, but we've also hydrated it. So it's pliable, it bounces back, it can absorb the friction and the pressure of each step. This is not only a more attractive looking foot, it's also a much more comfortable foot. So that wraps up mostly about what I want to share in terms of a few of our products, our cuticle care products and our callus care products and our implements tools. Let's touch on sanitization briefly. Footlogix implements, they can be sanitized, disinfected, or sterilized in an autoclave. Different areas in the world have different requirements, and even some areas that don't have very high requirements, people who practice foot care at a higher level tend to sterilize or disinfect at higher levels. So what does this sanitization process look like? Step one is always going to be sanitize. Sanitize is simply soap and water with a nylon brush or an ultrasonic machine, just to remove any visible debris from your excavator or your blacks tool, blacks file or your foot file, so that it's visibly clean. The next step is going to be talking about microbes at a microscopic level. We disinfect or sterilize. You can use a submersible disinfectant. Follow the manufacturer's directions for proper contact time. Disinfecting an implement simply means that you're going to disable any bacteria from the point of replicating, right? We want to stop that process versus using an autoclave or a chemical sterilant, which completely kills everything. You can do that again using an autoclave. You should follow the manufacturer's directions for how to prepare the items to put them into the autoclave, contact time, and what have you. The same is true for a chemical sterilant. Every product is designed differently. So this is why I want you to be so conscientious about following the directions of either the autoclave or the chemical sterilant or disinfectant, the label. Another quick moment or touch on that too is when we're talking about contact time with disinfectants, I want you to know that if you do not complete the appropriate contact time, you have not completed a disinfection process. So if it says to leave it in there for 10 minutes, even if you leave it for 9.5 minutes, you have not completed the process. You have put your clients at risk. So again, when we say follow manufacturer's directions, it's with very specific intent that we want to make sure that you're getting the best, not only of your Footlogix implements, but any other products that you might be using. So I want to touch as well on autoclave and biometallic corrosion. Not all implements are created equal, my friends. Various metal quality implements can cause damage to your high quality implements in the sanitization process. If you had a lesser quality implement and it was touching this higher quality implement and put through an autoclave process, it can cause discoloration on the cheaper metals. This is not rust, okay? It's not your process. It's a chemical reaction between poor quality metals and higher quality metals. And I want you to understand that goes too when you put your implements into submersible disinfectant and it tells you the contact time is 10 minutes and you forget it in your disinfectant overnight and you come to work the next day and you're noticing there's some brown spots that look like rust on some of your implements. They're not your Footlogix implements, I'm sure of that, but I want you to know it's not rust, it's biometallic corrosion. All Footlogix implements are made with a very high quality metal, okay? All Footlogix implements can be safely cleaned together. So this flat edge nipper can be touching this concave nail trimmer. These can all be touching. They can all be put into the same little sleeve. If you're putting them into an autoclave, they can touch and it's going to be just fine. It's when you mix metals and lesser quality metals with higher quality metals that you will bump into issue. So this is another great thing to consider when you're purchasing implements. Make sure that they are all very high quality. So benefits of Footlogix is establishing that credibility. We are a globally known brand, over 80 countries around the world. If you're using Footlogix, you can have trust in knowing that these are the best available. Use a high quality implement and product, be well informed, which I hope you feel like you are well informed after spending some time together today. Advance your education, right? With exemplary customer service, extensive support. We do monthly webinars very regularly. We're available to you at education@footlogix.com. Should you have any questions about anything we've covered today, or implements or tools, you can contact your local distributor for support as well. We are available at all avenues to support you, because again, your success is my success. I wouldn't be here without you, right? Other benefits of Footlogix is creating that point of differentiation. You're using very high-end products and implements and tools. You're delivering a long-term result using a state-of-the-art product and a best-in-class implement. You have an opportunity to earn more money because professional implements increase your pedicure efficiency, right? Time is money. Effective pedicuring helps your clients improve their condition and the quality of their lives. That's what brings you customer loyalty, right? When you're doing the best pedi they've ever had, they will come back to you time and again, and they will tell their friends about it. So be professional, always learn more, be passionate, strive for excellence. That is what we do here. We are always striving to be the best, always innovating, looking for new things, educating you about things, new ways to think about existing things, right? Always be in that space, that creative space. You can find us many places. You can join us in our Footlogix community. You can list your business on our footlogix.com retail finder. We have marketing materials, posters, brochures, short video clips, all sorts of things. You can register for these monthly webinars. We have a monthly newsletter that always has an interesting blog post or article. You can find us at education@footlogix.com. Our social media has grown. We have a professional account, and the target audience is you and me as professionals. We also have a retail account. This would be more targeted at the end user, somebody who's using Footlogix at home. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. You can also find us on TikTok, where we're having a lot of fun these days. You can find us on YouTube. And again, the professional videos versus home care videos. So the products are divided into professional and home care, just like our socials are divided from professional and home use. So every one of these videos talks about a product, demonstrates how to use it, explains the features and benefits of it. So for all learners, if you're someone who learns by watching and listening, these are great. If you are someone who learns by reading, there are subtitles. So lots of information here for you. So that takes care of our official presentation just now. What I'm going to do is turn off my camera, and I am going to change into my service smock and step into the next room, our service room, and we'll get started. So if you can give me 5 minutes, maybe you want to get a glass of water or a tea, or look at your notes or get your questions ready for our Q&A, and I will see you shortly. Hello, friends. Nikki here, coming to you live from our service room. It's a party in here, if I can tell you right now. I have my guest supermodel here that I'm going to work on. We have Alex here behind our camera. We have Livisa from our marketing team. She's going to film some stuff too. So it's a party up in our service room here today. I've got my, do you like my smock? My Footlogix doing service smock. What we're going to do just now, this is the 4-step cuticle service. So I've just printed it off. I put in a little plastic case to protect it, but we're just going to do these 4 steps. Apply cuticle softener, let it soak in for a few minutes. Clean the cuticle from the nail plate and from the nail fold. I'm going to use the blacks file to smooth any bits in the nail fold if we find a spicula, and I'll finish by conditioning using the cuticle conditioner. These are the 3 products I'll use: cuticle softener, cuticle conditioner, and of course our implement we just talked about, the excavator and blacks file tool. So this is available to you if you'd like a copy of it. It will be sent out with the recording of today's session. So rest assured you can get your hands on it. This is, one more time before I get started, what the cuticle, the implement kit looks like. And when we open it, it just comes with this info sheet with all the instructions how to care for your kit, the concave toenail cutters, the flat edge nippers, the nail file, the blacks file, and excavator tool. This is my kit. It's been gently loved because I use it often. So it might not be quite as tidy. I'm not sure that everything is in this position in the kit that we just looked at in the other room, but this is my kit. And these items here are ones that are from our service room. So we did have the foot file. I pulled it out just to take a little look at it and see it's quite lightweight. I'm not going to be filing skin or doing any skin work like that. What I will be doing is a lot of cuticle work. So that said, I'm going to get my gloves on. There's not a right or wrong here. Many people are trained without gloves. Many only do it with gloves. I'm not here to say which way is best. You know what's best in your area, what the requirements are. And I'm just going to take our cuticle softener, which looks like this. Get it straight for you. This is the cuticle softener product, and it's quite liquid. I don't know if you can hear it in there. So all I'm doing is twisting open this bottle, and I'm just going to come over here. And I should probably preface, I already know this client. I work with this client regularly. She doesn't have any sensitivities or allergies that I'm concerned with. So what I'm going to do is just take the bottle. I'm going to put it straight upside down first so I have control. And I'm just dripping a little bit of the cuticle softener down into the nail fold. So I've just dripped it on the edge of it, and I'm just getting it down to the nail fold, dripping, drip, and another drip. I'm not touching the nail because hygiene. I don't want to touch this bottle to this foot and then touch this bottle to another foot. Hygiene is very, very important when we're doing foot care. So I'm just going to let that soak in for a moment or two. If you read the instructions on the back of the cuticle softener bottle, you would see that this only needs about 30 to 60 seconds to soak in. So the viscosity, the formulation is designed to work very quickly. In a service, I would do this drip, drip, drip across the nails and let it soak into the nail fold. I would come to the bottom of the foot. I would spray the bottom of the foot with the callus softener because it needs 2 to 5 minutes to soak in. So while the callus softener is doing its thing, I'm going to be doing my thing up on top, right? It's going to soak in on the bottom of the foot while I come up here to do any cuticle work. So all I'm doing right here, I can see that I want to get a little bit of cuticle softener just on this nail plate as well, because that's where cuticle lives. I also want to talk briefly about good terminology, is that this is a proximal nail fold. Cuticle is what lives on the nail plate. Sometimes people use these terms interchangeably, and I don't want to do that because just good terminology and explaining what we're doing, right? So I'm going to start with the big toenail here, and I'm just going to come down the side. And do you see how this little excavator tool just fits so comfortably down and around? And I'm going to come down and around a couple of times because I want to make sure that I'm clearing any debris from under there. And then when we do cuticle clearing, we go across the nail plate, just like that, and then down and around and under this free edge. And across and around and under the free edge. And I'm just pulling out any debris along the way. So when we talk about pushing cuticles, there are implements that push back. My concern with pushing to clear cuticle from the nail plate is that we can cause damage to that proximal nail fold. We don't want to do that. All I'm seeking to do here is just clear anything from the nail plate, strictly for an aesthetic reason, so that when I put polish on this nail, I'm gonna have a nice clear spot to do so. And that's really it, right? It's really just go across each nail plate, clear any debris that we find. And then I'm going to come with my excavator tool and just make sure everything feels nice and smooth there. Up and around, smooth, around here, up and around, smooth. And that's all I'm seeking to do here is just clear anything from the nail plate. So I'm coming across, I'm not pushing back, I'm coming down and around, across, down and around, across, down and around under that free edge, just to get any debris. A bit there for the size of these little toes. I was joking with my model before we started filming about her delicate little feet. So I'm just coming across, down and around and under, across this way. Clear any debris under that free edge. And just going through each nail one by one, clearing any debris along the way. There's a lot more under the free edge there. Isn't that satisfying when you get into somebody's nail fold? There's a lot of stuff in there. I had someone call it in one of my classes the goodies. She likes clearing the goodies from the nail fold. Like I do too. It's fun. Satisfying when you clear these things. And sometimes, like this client, her skin is very healthy. The nails look nice, they look healthy. But sometimes if someone comes in and they're complaining of discomfort, that client that I was mentioning who says they have an ingrown nail, and it's not ingrown, just a really deep nail fold with a lot of debris. How satisfying is it to clear that for that customer and bring them comfort? So I'm just going to come here with my excavator tool. And come right in. So a little bit, and I'm going to file right in. And this is where having the excavator tool comes in very handy. I'm just going to make sure everything is smooth on each corner because I'm feeling for spicula. I didn't feel any earlier, so I'm feeling pretty good that everything's nice there. There we go. And that's really it. You can see on my glove all this delightful debris. Isn't that satisfying? I think it's satisfying. And that's really it for clearing any cuticle from the nail plate. I'm just going to use the towel to wipe any excess cuticle softener from here. And then I'm going to come with my cuticle conditioner, which looks like this. The viscosity of this is quite different. So I'm going to put a little on my gloved hand in a separate spot on my gloved hand because I don't want to get any of that debris. And all I'm going to do is just take this little bit. This is, you don't need a lot. And I'm just going to apply it to each of the nails in the cuticle area, proximal nail fold. And we're just going to rub it in and hydrate these cuticles or nail folds because we were talking about good terminology there. And that's really all there is to it. You see how quickly this penetrates into the skin around the nail. So this part of the service, I would go back, I would start to file the bottom of the foot, finish up that part of my service. My callus work, I would put on some DD cream or some very dry skin formula. massage, and then when that's done, I would just use, you can use a lintless cotton square. You have to clear the nail plate to apply polish at this point. So usually by the time I file the bottom of the foot and I come back up, all this cuticle conditioner has soaked into the skin beautifully. And all I'm going to do is just come around and wipe the nail plate so that I can put polish on there and I know it's going to adhere well. And that's really it. Really easy. And I think things are looking much better than when we started for sure. And that's the after. So the cuticles have been cleared from the nail plate. And we could go ahead and put polish on at this point. So that's really it. That's a 4-step cuticle service. So typically in a pedicure, that's part of the service, right? Most of us are going to do polish, but on occasion, if you have a menu where you have maybe a separate toenail cutting service, if you have older clients who don't need a full pedi or a lot of skin work, they just come in, you know, once every couple months and you're going to cut toenails, you could do a little cuticle work. That could be your add-on without getting into a full scale pedicure service. It can also be implemented as part of the 10-step Footlogix foot care service. We do have a 10-step info sheet as well. If that's of interest to you, you can find it in the back pages of our professional catalog, or you can email me at education@footlogix.com. I'd be happy to share it with you. So that concludes our presentation and our demo for the day.